This is a heavily modified manifold of a Volvo petrol engine car. What I've got to do is machine that face flat. I've done these before, they're a bastard to mount, and I did have two aluminium sort of jig bars that went onto there and mounted that way up like that, using those 2 points, and then clamped it down. I was told I wouldn't be doing any more of these, so what I did is I modified the jig for something else. So I have to start off by making two pieces of bar to go in there. It'll just be round bar that's a good fit in there, a 12mm thread, so I can put them onto a T-nut, and that hangs on there like that, and then we can jiggle around with it and clamp it and pack it to get this as level as possible, just to put a nice finish on there. It is a really nicely done manifold. The lads made a cracking job of it. Big plenum chamber on here, nicely welded, in fact very nicely welded. I made that adapter plate, I've done quite a few of them for him. So we'll go to the lathe, find a bit of bar, make two suitable mountain bars for it. Right, so that's 270 at the bottom of there. We make them 300 and it's going to lift that up 20mm. Run the lathe slow, it's only been started for a few days just to get some oil around the headstock before we start driving on with it. Bastard, that's how you break a tip, just like that. That's through being a clumsy bastard, simple as that. It was slightly off centre height. That's how brittle they are. Do a little bit of measuring, I think. I've set the caliper to the size of the hole, direct reading, we want 3.2 off that. Take 1mm off. That should be the 3. .3. That's nice tight fit. Fanny's hair off it and that'll be good to go. So we'll put a nice square shoulder on there. what we'll do is we'll tighten the chuck up, John, and we'll get a much better result. We'll finish this bar off and we can make the other bar exactly the same length. Both the same length, it doesn't really matter that much. So that's putting both out different sizes of each side because the drill hasn't been sharpened properly. And the tapping drill for 12 by 175. Which is 10.2. I'm going to do 10.5 so we get a slackish thread. Don't need a full depth thread. I use a colour chuck because it gets a much better grip than an ordinary chuck. You can also reverse it, and you can't reverse a keyless chuck, they don't like it to come loose. So we've got some nice 12mm threads in there. Right, so basically it's standing on those two pins, which are actually quite secure into T-nuts, and that piss wobbles about a little bit. I've got enough travel on the machine to do it in one cut. The cutter is wide enough to do it in one cut. I've got to clamp it down now and make sure that that face there is nice and level. End to end shouldn't be too bad. It's just a case of shimming up if it's slightly off, but I don't think it will be. I think it'll be well within sort of the tolerance I'm looking for. So I'm going to put some clamps on, have a bit play around it so I can get it nice and stable. Well, using the ruler the same height 32 or 320, and that one there 320 and a half, so half a mil is nothing. End to end, I've just got to make sure that that is lying parallel to the bed of the machine. This is definitely a little bit on the sketchy side. I've got a clamp there, I've got a jack under there and a jack under here. It is decent. I've had a go at it and it's touching there and it's touching there, so the manifold is bored in the middle. I'm just going to take a really light cut and just see what sort of finish we get on it. Like I said, it is what it is. Sketchy. Really light cut. Just stop cutting there. Just whispering that. Now it's starting to cut now. Just touching there, and it is doing full width, so I'm quite happy with that. The amount of welding, I'm not surprised it's actually warped and twisted. Certainly well worth machining. A bit of light oil helps, or WD-40, paraffin, anything like that makes a big difference cutting aluminium. Just about there, I think one more cut will do it. I've actually taken 1.5 mil off to get it level. I would have pulled it onto a gasket, but it's better when it is machine, nice and squared through. It looks a lot better as well. This is the last cut now. I'm only taking 0.1 mil of it. Put the decent finish on as well, quite happy with it. Using a slide cutter, I could have probably gotten a better finish, but I'm sure you'll be happy with this. Once again, it's just time to say thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, a massive thanks for all the well wishes that have been coming in. It has made a massive difference. The state I was in sort of 4 months ago, there is no way I could have towed a caravan down there. I just didn't want to go out of the house basically. Hell of a thing, this depression. It's something that needs to be talked about. I keep going on about it, but honestly I've had emails off lads saying, hey John, I've been to doctors and I'm going to get sorted. You've just got to get help. Anyway, that's enough waffling on. We'll see you hopefully at Shrewsbury or even Scampston. Thanks for watching.